Welcome back here to Team Friday here on OCR FM and also streaming live on maxblakemedia.com. And on the line now we're joined by GFL's number one Geelong Addy writer and also Channel 31 News anchorman. It's not wrong, Burgundy. It's Alex Tigani. Good afternoon, Alex.
Good afternoon, Max, and it's not time to talk about me. It's time to talk about the Colac Tigers. 3 of the last 4 games, they're back on track for September. I'm sure the whole town's excited.
Yes, mate. They are up and about, and it's good also because we've got one of the greatest fullbacks, probably the greatest fullback of all time coming down the highway tomorrow in Matthew Scarlett as the top side, South Bowen, come down to the Central Reserve to have a look at our great facilities, mate. It's going to be an absolute ripper. The Tigers have got a very sneaky history of upsetting South Bowen on home soil.
That's more than correct, Max. I mean, you look at Colac's final series in 2008 and 2010. It was those games in round 12, round 13 against South Bowen that really surprised the competition and thought, wow, Colac could be the team to beat this year. Now, they don't look top 3. They don't even look top 5 unless they can really put themselves over the line against South Bowen. Now, Max, South, they're going for their 18th win in a row.
Yep.
I mean, they continue to surprise us every week. But here's an interesting stat for you. They're so defensively remarkable that a lot of the pressure's taken off their forward line. And now by that I mean, though they're first on the ladder with an 8-zip record,
Yep.
they only 6th in scoring. So they're not even in the top 5 on the sheet.
Yeah.
So, if Colac, Trezani, your Adams, if they can cut off their flow into the 50 and hold them up for the first 3 quarters, I wouldn't be surprised if we had another Tiger victory. However, I will have to tip South Bowen simply because they're South Bowen. $5, my final tip.
I guess in a way too, Alex, that if they're not scoring free-flowing as, they've done in the past, they could be up for a second-half onslaught too. Like, they could just click in the gear and start, playing their best football. You've seen sides as well, like Belpost Hill and Queenscliff aren't the top-scoring sides in their competitions at the moment, but it is sort of scary. The 3 premiers in the 3 grades of Geelong local footy are all on top of the ladder, but probably not playing to their best football, but they could easily click into a higher gear.
I think that's just a credit to their midfield coaches, their backline coaches, even their ruck coaches.
Yeah.
It's all those people that don't get the credit, that don't get to hold the Premiership Cup, that they were there every Tuesday, every Thursday night, every Saturday morning. They're the real champions that help their teams over the line. But look, don't underestimate Colac. They always take a bit to click into gear, and as we saw with Kane Lidison on the weekend,
superstar,
3 goals in a row, and then sets up Jimmy Rowan, former Birregurra, for the winner. So I reckon Colac will finish the game, firing hard in that third term, that final term. But again, it could be just that strong start by South Bowen. Player to watch, Dan Roy from Horsham.
Yep.
He averages about 3.1 goals a game. So even more than the leader in Clinton Wells, a player to watch out for.
All right, for the rest of the round here in the GFL, big game tomorrow. Grovedale taking on Lara, the 2 biggest improvers in the GFL of this season. Great to see Jimmy Allen. I know you did tell me on Monday that it could have been a possible end-of-season knee reconstruction, but it's just a minor injury that he suffered on the weekend. He'll be out the 6 to 8 weeks, which is still pretty bad, but if Lara is to feature in the finals, which everyone seems to predict that they will, and they should, he'll be right. So it's a huge game, Tigers and Lara.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 2nd versus 3rd. Obviously, the Matheson medal might be open for grabs now that Allen will be sidelined for the next 6 to 8 weeks, but all he's worried about is a premiership at this stage.
Yeah.
As for the 2nd and 3rd clash on the ladder, I'm going to say it comes down to the forwards. Now, Shaden Bloomfield for Lara, he's leading the comp with 45 goals, and if he can maintain this average, he'll enter the finals with 102 under his belt. You can only hope that round 18 will all be running on the ground. Who do Lara play? That's right, Newtown and Chilwell at Elderslie Reserve. But look, credit to Grovedale as well in the forward line. Jordan Erskine, Adam Donahue and Marcus Smith, the best trio in the league so far, have combined for 69 goals. So it goes to show you it will be a goal fest, in my opinion. I'm probably going to still tip Grovedale by... I know in the record I've written for tomorrow, Lara by 33, but, I'm going to change to Grovedale just for Team Friday. Here's your OCR exclusive, and, Grovedale by 2 goals, Maxie.
All right, should be an absolute ripper. Hopefully the sun stays out, mate, because I do agree with you. It could be an absolute shootout. Rest of the round, mate. North Shore versus Geelong West St Peters. Can the Seagulls get their first win on the board for 2013?
Well, I'll be at this game covering for the Geelong Advertiser Max. Geelong West St Peters, they've opened up their Achilles heel a bit, going down to Leopold. Almost gave it away to Colac, however. Although North Shore will have the height advantage with Anthony Close, I'm still tipping the Roosters by 25.
All right, St Joey's taken on Bell Park, Alex. They played a wonderful final last year, but they're both in two different directions this year, aren't they?
Absolutely. I mean, St Joseph's, they've got to put an end to this 6-game losing streak. And I think more importantly, they need to have at least one win at home this season.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time they went without a win at Drew Reserve. I am going to have to... I'm sorry, St Joseph's fans. Bell Park's my final tip to a similar margin in the Grovedale Lara game. I'll also mention Will Sloss, Christian Bukovaz and Stephen Polke. That forward trio probably is the best to rival Grovedale's.
Yep.
They've been remarkable. And also for those watching Channel 31 tonight, we'll talk to Bell Park's Stephen Polke after his win against Newtown.
All right, awesome, mate. Newtown Chilwell taking on St Albans. This should be a good clash. Good to see the Eagles getting up over the line in a blockbuster scenario last week against Grovedale.
Oh, that's correct. I think, last time these two sides met, it was a 156-point margin for Newtown and Chilwell. I'm sure everything will be much closer this time. However, St Albans, Alex Choddy, the waffle import, and reigning best and fairest, Kirby Burke, they'll both enter the clash under an injury cloud. So Newtown and Chilwell should utilise that. Also with the return of interleague defender Nicholas Spalding, I'll tip the home side by 60 points.
All right, Leopold taking on St Mary's, mate. The St Mary's would be pretty disappointed with their outcome last week against South Barwon.
Yeah, and as for that final match, Leopold-St Mary's, great to see the Lions get on the board. St Mary's, however, they should be able to do it. And also give you an interesting stat. St Mary's have used 16 of their same players since round one, leading the competition in that department,
yep.
While Leopold have only strung together the same 8 players. They're currently ranked last. So, a little stat to finish off our GFL segment today.
Yep. Big round. It's going to be a massive one. Hopefully the Colac Tigers can produce the goods against South Barwon tomorrow, mate. Pleasure to talk to you as always. We'll speak to you same time next week, Alex.
Thanks for that, Max. Looking forward to it.
That was Alex Tigani talking all things GFL here on Team Friday.